Hey guys, what's up? Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 has begun. If you're here live, hello, hello, hello. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. Hey Bill, what's up, what's up, what's up? And it'll help the channel to grow. Yeah, so come on in. It's gonna be a interesting hour. So we'll see who pops on. And say hello if you come in the room. Once I start the channel and stuff like that, I probably will not say hello, but I just might, you never know. So yeah, astrology stuff is pretty heavy, although it's lifting, going into June, gonna be an important month of transformation, and lots of new discoveries, let's say. Yeah, lots of new discoveries. Hey Robin, what's going on? Yeah, so we'll see who, like I said, pops on and watches the show live, and go over to YouTube if you want to watch it on video. Yeah. Hey Michelle, how's it going? Yeah, it's a nice day in Detroit. It's about 72 degrees and beautiful blue skies. No humidity, so it's good. Yeah, we've got some up and down weather going on right now. So, but at least the sun's gonna shine until next week, so that's gonna be okay. We went about 5 days with nothing but heavy clouds and rain. Hey Heidi, what's up? So it finally feels like spring. Finally, as we go into June, which is kind of scary that June's already here. So the months are going even faster than they did last year. So be prepared for that. It is going to be Zoom. 6 months is already gone. Yeah. Hey Susan. Yep, 6 months is already gone. So it's going to be a interesting next 6 months. Understanding that all of us are divinely connected and we're protected and nothing bad's gonna happen to us. So will it be kind of rough? Could be, but it's gonna be. But again, it's gonna be more for us. My ears are ringing so crazy, it's nuts. We'll see the divineness in it. We'll see the divineness, and others may not. Others may not. Yeah, but just keep your stock. You know, get your water. Get your water, get your water, get your water. Get as much as you possibly can. Stack it in your stack it in your garage, in your basement, whatever. Because that's gonna be the first thing that goes. Okay? And then groceries. Hey Teresa Parker, what's up, girl? But we'll be fine. We've lived through the pandemic, we can live through this. This will be a little bit worse, but you know, we're all that much stronger now after 6 years, right? We're being divinely connected that yeah, we've learned so much and we're even more into it than we were in 2020. So it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So give it a couple of minutes and we'll see what happens. We're going to do, this is a theme that came up this morning and it's been at 4 a.m., which is kind of interesting. Being divinely connected and what that actually means to us and what it means to our, what it has meant in our past, but also what it means in our future of what's coming, what's available to us, and what you cannot change. Even if you jack it up, you still can't change it. It's still going to happen in a good way, not a bad way at all. Bad stuff's pretty much done if you get out of your own way, and that's probably where we're going to start because we're already going to getting out of your own way so that you can. Yeah, hello, they're here. Getting out of your own way is the most important thing going towards the next 6 months and beyond. It is. It is. Not having, and I'm telling you, I can, chimes. I could be in the past, the naysayer, the not believing, and I'll tell you, and you guys will probably understand this, is that because I'm a Capricorn Aquarius, I doubt everything. Saturn is my ruler. Right? Saturn doubts everything. Nothing's really true. Until Jupiter comes in and busts it in the ass and goes, no, goofball, it's true. All right? So through my transformation since 2014, I've had that battle between things. Back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Hey, Jody. And it's slimming down very much so now because we're in the process of, again, staying in 5D and moving and, you know, going west with the dog and possibly somebody else and setting up the house in Maui and stuff like that. The divinely connected part is the theme running forward. Okay, we can now see it, kind of sort of believe it. But as we go further into 2026 and beyond, we are going to notice that things are happening much faster for us on the good side if we get out of our own way. We've all done our ego work, okay? Ego's shrinking every day. Fear, maybe some's coming, but when we get past the fear part of the determination and of the knowing from them here, not here, but here, which leads up, right? Third eyes will see all kinds of different things that you never thought you'd see. Mine happens in the daytime. You will find it that it happens in your daytime also. You might feel a little itch or a little pull here, okay? If you're sleeping, you might wake up feeling there's something there. That's your antenna. We all have them. We all have them. And it's going to be more and more intense as we go forward, getting you out of your own way, showing you things in your dreams and also during your daytime that feel comfortable to you. You will no longer freak out about certain things. You just be like, well, okay, that feels right. You said what? That feels right. That feels right. You don't talk like that, but it feels right. That's when you, if you're conscious, you're paying attention to that you actually get into the motion of, oh, this is where everything's going, like Bill said, like they said, really. Divine connection is everything. And I've had conversations with people in the last week that prove that to be true. I mean, I've always believed it. There's people in my life that I had in my life were divinely connected, right? From being back in the day when I was a child, right? It's going to get more so now because we're more conscious. So as those things happen, you're going to feel it right here. Like, why do I feel like that? Well, soul recognition, right? That's what it is. Soul journey, the whole kind of thing. But the divine connection is everything because it brings you everything you could possibly imagine you wanted in your lifetime. And when and I will tell you straight out, I've talked to people in the last week that have proven that to me. I believe it now more than ever, even before this. In the last 3 months, it has been epiphany after epiphany on exactly who I am, what is gathering around me, the divine connection I have with a person that I never thought would even be possible. I mean, at all. And still sometimes doubt, but the doubt goes, within seconds it goes away with days, you know. And I'll just tell you this little instance. When I got Daisy, Bailey had come to me, right? Bailey died in December of, in May of 23, and Daisy was born in July of 23. And in 2023, at the end of the year, in December, on December 28th, the 27th, Bailey had said to me from Spirit, Daddy, you got to go to the pet store tomorrow. Like, okay, I'll go to the pet store tomorrow. But you got to go tomorrow. You got to promise to go tomorrow. I said, honey, I'll go tomorrow. I'll promise. You know, after work, had to work till 2, doing readings, right? It's back in the day. And I said, okay, I'll go. I'll promise. Well, we went to the pet store. This was before Lee moved out. And I got Daisy. How did I get Daisy? Because she said, hi, Daddy, it's me. In Bailey's voice. Oh, shit. It's Bailey. She said the same thing to Lee. Hi, Daddy. She went, oh, my God, it's Bailey. But it's a girl. Oh, I don't care. It's a girl. I'm going to get the dog, right? Boom. Now, I always have listened to Bailey's voice because he's my little boy, right? I mean, when he was here, 8 years long, we had conversations all the time. You know, just about stuff. Divine connection from past lives, okay? Fast forward to about a month ago, okay? I'm having lunch with my 2 friends up in Frenton, you know, my 2 friends from up there. And we're eating, having a good time, talking about stuff. Just talking about stuff. And they tell me something that blew my mind. I won't mention it yet because it's going to come, it's coming. Don't want to mention it yet. And my friend, one friend said, well, Bill, you're going to have blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. And the other one said, and it's Bailey. Bailey? I mean, it's Bailey. You know, Agape. What are you talking about? So on the way home, 45 minutes, right? Because I forget how up north I live. Never planned that. And I'm saying, so Spirit, I don't understand how it can be Bailey. Daisy's Bailey. She's reincarnated Bailey. Because you listen to Bailey's voice so positively, and you'll do whatever Bailey says to do, because you trust him. We brought you Bailey. We brought you Daisy. I said, what do you mean you brought me Daisy? If we would have told you to go to the pet store on Saturday, got to go to the pet store tomorrow, Bill, I'd be like, why? I'm not getting a dog. What are you talking about? I'm not getting a dog. True. So, divine connection, right? They understand that I will listen to whatever Bailey says because it's Bailey. Which is true. And when those two wonderful friends of mine told me this, and it's Bailey, my heart got really swelled and I started to cry. And I was like, it's Bae. What's this instant reaction about? Soul connection. The divine, right? So they use, I will say, they use voices, things to get us to pay attention when we aren't go with the flow, whatever's just because this lifetime I'm not. All right, has nothing to do with my childhood, and to do with growing up. It's who I am this lifetime with that Saturn ruling planet for Capricorn and Aquarius. Doubt. It's okay to doubt. It's okay to doubt. But also, they told me that the voice I will hear next is going to be Bailey's. To trust it. Of course I'll trust it. Of course I'll trust it. Because I believe it's Bailey still. I mean, I know Spirit's there and they can do it. But yeah, I'm going to automatically do that. How? Why? Because of divine connection. We'll have them. Whatever way they're going to get us to move forward, right? It's going to be all different. Did I think ever that it would be Bailey? No, I don't know. Because it's just Bailey, right? He's a simple little old man, right? Little Italian greyhound, little puppy, right? No. But it made me understand the gravity of divine connection. People having dreams about their partners before they meet their partners. I had one of those this week. Been together 25 years. Ran into each other on the way to the train station. Really? Didn't even know each other. All of those things that happen that we cannot control, all of those things that are in our soul journey that we can't change, we got this much free will, guys. We don't have this much free will. We got this much. They're going to keep us to the soul journey pretty close. I'm going to let you wander for a minute, right? Because maybe that person's not ready to meet. And Spirit has always said this. When you are in the space of belief, your energy, your vibration is high. Because you believe it's going to happen. It's when doubt comes in, right? Ego. And brings you back to 3D, into reality, let's say. Well, I will tell you straight up, in the past 3 weeks, 3.5, maybe 4 weeks, I know the destiny, I know it's right there. I'm excited about everything. Everything. Not a worry in the world about anything. You know, did I ever think I'd be this person? Not at all. But they did. They did. Like all of you. They know you. They know the journey. They know everything. And the last thing that you want to do is beat yourself up because I got to get there. I got to get there. I got to hear them. No, you don't. That's friggin' Bailey. Right? Daddy, you got to go to the pet store tomorrow. Okay, honey, I'll go tomorrow. Not even a question. I'm thinking, I don't know where we're going to go to the pet store. I'm thinking I'm going to find another little Italian greyhound and I'm going to have my little Bailey back. I even kidded with Lee then. I'm going to name him Bailey 2. And Lee was like, that's ridiculous. No, it's going to be Bailey 2. Girl or boy, doesn't matter. It's going to be Bailey. Think, oh my God, I was kidding with him, but maybe not. I don't know. Right? But days and I don't have that connection. She does not talk to me. I'm like, honey, you're Bailey. I need you. What's going on? How come you're not? She just looks at me and looks at the pantry door because she wants a cookie, which is her biscuits. See? But meeting and understanding people as you're going through this process and allowing yourself to do that, right? That if you get invited to the picnic, go to the picnic. If you are going to go to the birthday party, go to the birthday party. As long as it isn't detrimental to you psychologically and spiritually. You don't want to go into a house or an energy that is 3D maximum and they all are looking at you like, what the heck's that light about? You know, you're weird, go away. You're weird, go away. Yeah, you don't want to do that. But you want to absolutely be able to understand that if they grab your heart and squeeze it, that's a no. If they give you a little bit of flutter in your heart, oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Being excited about something. How high do your ears ring? How much do they hum? When you're in that humming energy, you're in 5D. So that divine connection is with everything. It's with your job. It's with your partner. It's with your kids. When you're going to have kids. When you're going to have grandkids. Right? It all works in the same exact thing. It works in the same exact thing. Example. Number 15 or whatever, right? I go to buy wipes for my glasses because I can't stand the cloth things because they get too gross and dirty. Go into the optical place that I go, and I know everybody there. They're very friendly. It's great. I just need wipes, and if you can take my glasses, that'd be great. Cool. So go in. We don't have any wipes. They're changing the formula. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh gosh, where's the next one? Oh, it's like 5 miles away in traffic. It's going to take me like a half an hour to get there. Right? Because there's so much traffic. I'm like, no, okay, gosh, when are you going to get some? Well, let me have your card bill again, and I'll call you when they come in. I'm like, okay, fine. What am I going to do until then? Well, another woman who I'd met probably in January of this year, she was like, she's tightening up my glasses, da-da-da-da-da. She goes, hang on a minute. She went to the front counter where the cash register's at. I have 2 boxes. Ever happened to you? Because I'm thinking, okay, I got to get those wipes. Where's the closest? There's not anyone down there. And this is the only one that I know that's around my house. So you know what? Because I like their wipes. They're only $3 for 30, and they work really, really good, right? Probably they'll mess them up, and now they won't work, and they'll be $8 or whatever, something, right, in the future. But that's divine connection. Divine connection. See? Them bringing you what you want when there's none left. But the person gets a message or a click in their head. Oh, wait, let me check the front. Where this display is normally at. They're behind the counter and they're in the front by the door. 2 boxes there. Did you want them both? Of course I do. That's divine connection. All of those synchronicities, guys, that you have are all instantaneous, divinely controlled. Divinely controlled. How many times did you walk into the grocery store and there was one left for you? Thank you, Spirit. Happened to me again the other day. Out of the freaking blue. Right? Highly favored, Spirit says. Highly favored. All of us are highly favored if you just take advantage of it. But so many people don't. Oh, there's none in there. Oh my God. Go on your knees and look back in the back of the shelf. You'll probably find one. If you don't, okay, Spirit, what am I going to do because that's not there? And you walk around the corner and guess what? There's a whole display in the front, an end cap that's got that on it. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. That's how it works. Little things. But there's big things too. Partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, children, everything. It's all divinely connected and is running through your energy. But are you conscious of it, or are you stuck in a dimension that is detrimental to your psychological and spiritual health? Because you can't stop worrying. Because you can't stop, because you're not actually doing the tools you don't use the tools that you have available to you. Like, Spirit, what's that about? Come on, help me out with this. The only time that I will probably tell you that I need you to help me is when you're talking to Spirit. Everything else is a want. I want that house. I want that car. I want that $1 million. I want that boyfriend. I want that girlfriend. I want that man to be my husband. I want that woman to be my wife. I want children like those right there. Right? Right. Asking for what you want makes you powerful. Very powerful. Because you matter. A lot of people in the last month I have talked to are going through this metamorphosis. Through this total metamorphosis of, what am I doing stuck in this relationship? What am I doing stuck in this, You can say midlife crisis, possibly. It's them. You're at the end of that energy line of 3D. And they're moving you into 4, maybe 4.5D, right? And you're uncomfortable. Well, all of a sudden you're like, okay, I don't know how to maneuver this because I've been in this energetic dungeon for 20 years. And finally, I think I have a voice, Bill. Of course you do. Which when you allow that anger to come out, that you allow that creature to come out that's been stuck inside of you and wants to be seen. Divine connection. See? Because you have an energy line with everything on the planet, especially humans. With your dog, again, living things, dogs, cats, fish, birds, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, children. And once that energy line is done, you're done. Because somebody's going to awaken. And that's what happens. That's what happens. People start awakening to the fact that I don't need to put up with this stuff anymore. Don't have to. I'm a grown-ass freaking man. You know, who's old. I could be a grandfather. My God. I probably could for a lot of people that sometimes I interact with, right? Because they're kids of my friends. And again, energy line. Energy line. Everybody has those. See? So if you're looking or wanting something, you have to ask for it. Especially now. My gosh, we're going into a absolutely collapsible energy in 3D that you're scurrying out of into 4 and 5. So in this 3D eruption, let's say, this fall in, everything that was you is disappearing, everybody, going away. See ya. See ya. And somebody asked me the other day, Bill, I don't understand why I can't remember this stuff. Well, they're in the process of clearing out all your third dimensional memory banks so that they can activate and fill it in with fifth dimension and higher knowledge. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. But that person called me 4 days later and said, Bill, I can't remember anything. I don't understand why. Because they don't receive it. They get excited about it, right? Like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. But then what happens is they go right back to who they were before they called me. I can't remember anything, Bill. I was trying to think about, well, because your memory banks are clearing. All those things from this lifetime and past lives over 12,000 years. Oh, yeah, I got to think about that more. You have to think about that. There's a reason for everything. Divinely connected, right? You're going through this process of release, going through this process of being immortal, let's say, because the future for us is freaking grand. It's grand. And if you don't think so, you ain't supposed to be watching this program. because if you don't believe that energy is there to carry you forward into your next chapters of the next 30, 40, 50 years, because we're going to live an extended amount of time, remember that they've already, the genealogists have already found the cell that that the past Anunnakis or something like that. I think that's begins with an A. They were the developers of mostly the developers of us on Earth. Click that redo button. That clicked in our cell that we can't not fix our insides, that we have to pass away because we needed to have that experience of dying and then being reborn into this lifetime over 12,000 years, right? That was what it was about. So again, divinely connected, right? All of a sudden they have found that gene and they're now playing with it to see how they can click it on to rejuvenate your organs inside of you so that when you get older or when you get sick, when you have bad kidneys in your childhood and they're scarred or whatever, or you have bad lungs, heart, whatever, they can click that on in your gene pool, do something, boom, 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 boom. And guess what? All of a sudden that energy comes right back and rejuvenates your heart. It's a miracle. No, it's them. They know your soul journey. And they're saying this is going to happen by 2030. It's 2.5 years away, right? 3.5 years away. Basically 2.5 years away. Spirit says, no, Bill, it's like 2.5 years away. Yeah. So even those medical discoveries, like Spirit had said before, that all true diseases on the planet will be gone by 2030 or 2032. This is why. Gene therapy. Who thought that? No one. But they have it on the plan. So all these cool things, like Spirit said to me a couple weeks ago, I'm like, I don't want to be like 70 years old and be this old, but Bill, you're going to have 45 years past that. I'm like, oh. I was talking about moving, right? I don't want to move to be freaking old. I don't feel old at all. But the age, right? And people say you're as young as you feel. Well, some days I don't feel like I'm 50. Some days I feel like I'm 77. And that's just the way it goes, right? Because you're going to have up and down days. But I went, oh, that makes sense. And I accepted that and went right to cool, awesome, let's go. When you're in that energy, when you're in that understanding that everything is divinely connected, which I've always known, but I know it deeper now, that you're going to get everything that you want. Everything that you want. It just takes us allowing ourselves to get there by doing all the daily tasks we need to, spiritual stuff. Again, I believe in talking out loud because it's always work, and Spirit's like, I need to hear what you're saying because you need to hear what you're saying. Because you won't believe it, Bill. If people don't do it out loud, they're not going to hear it and they're not going to believe chimes. They're not going. They believe because it's true. Humans are kind of dumb, right? And we have all of these abilities inside of our mind and inside of our head to protect ourselves to stay alive. Those are all the things that we rebuff, that we don't believe. You got to believe if you want it, right? And I can say that I believe it, but inside my ego, inside my heart, that's really never going to happen, Bill. You know that, right? And I've had this since forever. And I think everybody does. They can say that they believe it, but inside their heart, inside their head, like, yeah, you know what? I'm never going to win that $50 million. Well, how do you know unless they tell you to? Go buy the ticket. In Bailey's voice or whatever, right? I don't know. In the voice that you're going to have, right? Or they flash up in your YouTube, they flash up in your reels, they flash up with the things that you watch. They will do that because they're energy. That's why I'm such a proponent of using social media to save yourself. Hey, Joy. To lead yourself, because they'll lead you as much as they possibly can. When you see the same damn thing in 4 or 5 or 6 times in an hour, guess what? Pay attention. They're trying to tell you something. And feel good about that. Feel fantastic about that. Right? Because they're not going anyplace. Why not make it easier for yourself than worse or stuck in fear, in chaos, in crazy? Because they'll save you, only you're not going to like the way they saved you. I'm telling you. What the hell? Why'd that happen? Because you weren't paying freaking attention. Ah, got it. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. This has been almost a 12-year journey for me, right? 8 years on the moving thing. But it makes sense now. I'm in that place. I never ever thought I'd be because I didn't know who this was. And when you get there, trust me, as you start to move towards that you want, that is yours, you're going to feel it in your heart and your soul. Guaranteed. It was like a click of a the snap of a finger, let's say, and all of a sudden everything changed. Everything changed. That's going to be you. That's how it works. Wake up in the morning. Spirit has said this for the past, well, we started this in 2017. So you know how long that's been. No, before that, 15. We've been talking about this for 11 years now. You're going to wake up one morning and go, how do I know that? How do I know that? And how do I know that? Because that was the day of your activation for that, and that. And there's more to come. That's what's so cool about it. That's what's so positive about it. The world can be freaking falling apart, but guess what? You're protected. You're taken care of. Do you have to take precautions to eat? Yeah. Have some water? Yeah. Yeah. Got to. They'll provide it. Trust me, they'll provide it. They will. You can't do it now? Trust me, they'll provide it. Trust me. You got to believe, right? Because none of us are going anywhere. I mean, we're not kicking it off. We're not. We got a future that is so freaking amazingly bright and so freaking spiritually enhanced with the knowledge that we don't even know that we have. It comes from our soul journey. It comes from our soul. It comes from them. It's already been downloaded, right? It's already here. We just have to allow it to percolate. Have to allow it to be available to us by not worrying about stuff you can't control. You can't. You can't. You're one person in a country of 335 million. Good luck with that. You got your people, your spiritual people, right? You should. If you don't, I can be one of yours. Text me, call me, whatever. But allowing yourself to get into that vibration, letting yourself get into that modality of taking it from your third dimensional history in this lifetime. And as they take it away, you don't try to hang on to it. As my sister told me about 2 months ago, you live in the past. No, honey, I'm weeding out the past. Like just thinking about stuff. Again, I'm saying goodbye to it. I don't know, because it kind of disappears. Can I get it back? Probably, but will I get it back? No. Because it's the stuff that's in my third dimensional self, right? Because as you get totally just involved in your fifth dimensional life and the energy and the absolute glee of it, you being in it, that everything shifts. I can tell you that straight out for me in the last month, totally different. And really, truly feeling and believing and just embodying that everything is going to work exactly how it's supposed to work. And you guys are all going to get the exact same thing, which is fantastic. But you have to be conscious to go, okay, my divine connection to that, my energy line's done with that. But over here, my energy line to that is growing like crazy, and that makes me feel good. That doesn't anymore because it's dying. Like me being in this apartment for 16 years. Me living in this area for 16 years. Done. The body's getting tuned up with the digestive stuff, right? It's all starting to wrap up. It needed to go through that cleansing, that removal of allowing that 12,000 years of energy that settled in my bacteria, in my gut, in my blah, 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 whatever. I do the same stuff with my stuff, with my drugs and my every day. And now they've got me turned on to natural stuff, which I've never been a proponent of that. But guess what? They say it's because it's 333. You're moving to Maui. Okay. Everything's natural. Okay. Total different mindset. Total acceptability. Okay, fine. When that happens to us, when they poke and prod and push you in that direction, you will allow it. Because that's your soul journey. That's your divine connection to the future. of love, happiness, having everything that you want. Because ancient money's coming, guys. I'm telling you straight up. I heard another thing yesterday on a podcast, and I'm telling you what, it's like they freaking know everything. They freaking know everything. Everything. The AI centers have something to do with that ancient money, everybody. It's part of the process of the future. We don't want them everywhere, but there'll be money brought to us because of those things from them. Thousands of dollars a month. Don't be surprised. But then you also got everything else that's in your that is in your closet, your cave, let's say, that is going to rush to you when the time is right. Hundreds of thousands of dollars that you put away for now. And when that happens, inheritance from something that you don't even know about shows up. I'm so lucky. No, you're so blessed. Luck has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with the fact that you believe that you deserve that. Are you pining for it? Don't pine for it because it ain't going to come that fast. It takes you to go through your third dimensional journey, right? And start to let them clear that stuff out and let them to raise your vibration and have the people that no longer serve you leave your life. And you're okay with that because they bring you down. They make you feel sad. They remind you of who you used to be. You're not that person anymore. Because they change you without you knowing that they changed you. Trust me, they do. I mean, how many people do I know that watch the program that are totally different? Many. And the people that I know from the channel and from in person that I truly look at and go, wow, you know so much, because they are masters at the history of spirituality. And Joy's one of them. My God. Every time we have a chance to get to talk on the, like in person or on the phone or whatever, yeah, she don't, or we text them back and forth. Hey, Bill, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God, boom. Because I don't have that. I'm supposed to have that. She's a master of spirituality, of knowing, because you've been doing it for a long time. She did it when there wasn't an internet, when there wasn't, right? And there's a lot of people that are like that. Even younger people. I mean, I've met people who are like 15, 16, 17 years old, who can just tell me stuff that I'm like, whoa, you're kidding. No, blah, 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 blah. Like, that is freaking just amazing. And it all resonates because it makes sense once you get to that vibration, because you're less third dimensional human than you've ever been. Because you're now a galactic being. Sure, just talked about this. I came across a video of mine yesterday from, God, I think it was like 2018, 2019, 2020. I was talking about 5D. Like, whoa, what the hell is that? I was talking about 5D in 2020? Yeah. And what's so interesting is we're on the same trajectory now. And I was talking about the pandemic and what the pandemic was about and things like that. Well, it's all come true. I gotta let dog in. Come on, sister. It was a turning point in our spiritual sense. A turning point in our galactic journey. The reason why why the world shut down needed to be recalibrated. It was brought to us by Spirit in the plan for the transformation of the planet into 5D and higher. They knew that back then, and I was talking about it. But when they brought it to me out of the blue, on a freaking, somehow I got on my website and clicked on something, which I didn't do, and I was talking about, it was in my pocket, and I was walking the dog. So I didn't hear my voice. I'm like, what is that? Why is that on that? Look, it's, I think 2019, 2020. Talking about the pandemic. Talking about all the things. Well, what the hell? Well, that makes all the sense. How did I know that back then, 6 years ago? Because, Bill, you were channeling and now I am, right? All of us are, All of us will be able to look back in the very near future and see our travels and how right we were to follow our journey and all the great things that decisions that we made. Well, they really made them, but we allowed it to happen. And then you can think about how far you've come and how the future is fabulous and it's bright. And when? Well, don't worry about the when. That's 3D. Did I think I would be this person after Lee and I broke up in January of 2014? Never. I thought it was good. It's miraculous how when you allow and when you believe that the bad stuff's not going to last forever, because guess what? You might have been bad last week and feeling like crap, but you made it, right? Well, I still have a little bit of, okay, 3D, okay, ego, want to pull that back up? No. You went through the day. You went through the last 6 months. It's June. Has it sucked? Possibly it sucked. But not every day. Unless we allowed it to be every day. Unless we didn't do our spiritual practices in the morning of telling ourselves 5 or 10 times a day that we love ourselves. That we don't do our tapping when our energy gets and crunches our heart. And we're saying, Spirit, you got to take that away because that's not mine. No, we're not that person anymore, Spirit. Take that away. Take that away. And this time it lasts for a half an hour or an hour until you're unconscious and ego pulls it right back up because you're too happy. No, ego. No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that stuff. Nope. And finally, ego goes, well, F it, I'm just going to give up because obviously I can't control him anymore like that. I cannot control her anymore like that. She's gotten smarter. I've always been smarter. You're just now realizing it, ego. It works. Because guess what? You get to be in control of that. A little bit that you get control, you get it in that. That's why, if you use it to your advantage, it reinforces, Spirit says, exactly what they want you to reinforce, which is, in this here, I get to control that. I get to control my emotions. I get to control what kind of energy is in my body, and what do I have to do to neutralize that energy? What do I have to do to stop my freaking ego from infecting me with energy that no longer serves me, right? That makes me feel like anger, sad, want to punch a wall, want to bitch somebody out, whatever, right? We all have that. Underlying is there because we're absolutely letting go of everything that we were pissed off about for the last 12,000 years. That we couldn't say anything. Like I said to somebody today, you're born to your parents, they take your power away. They have to keep you alive, right? They don't let you run the streets and run on the cart, right? You get killed. Then you go to school, reinforces. You don't have control. Go to college, don't have control. Get a job, don't have control. Get married, don't have control, right? Right? And also something about, they told me this today's Thursday, on Tuesday, they brought me something about little boys. The little boys have to be little boys. They have to be little boys again. You can't have little boys in school, because I know how tough it was for me, to sit down and I had all that energy and all that testosterone and all that stuff, right? In like third, fourth, fifth grade, right? We have all this thing going on with boys. I can't keep still. You know, I can't. And them finally coming out and saying it, that boys learn different than girls do. Because boys have all this energy. They want to climb trees. They want to play football. They want to play kickball. They want to punch each other in the face. They want to go in the swamp and find frogs and pollywogs, and right? The girls do too. But boys need to be active. That's why my mother, I get it now. You boys go outside, burn off some energy. And my brothers are 4 and 5 years older than me. Well, 5 and 6 years older than me. What am I going to do with these guys? Nothing. So my sister and I went out, right? What are you going to do? And the neighborhood was great. There were lots of kids. So that was awesome. But understanding that in this here, I take that as being us. Us. We have to be active. We have to be active. And in summertime in the north, you better be active. You got to get out. You got to get your feet in the ground. You got to be able to sit your butt on the ground. You got to go to the water. We're surrounded by water in Michigan. You can get to a freaking Great Lake in like 3 hours, and east or west. Go sit on the sand dunes in western Michigan, high up there, or just on the sand, and freaking listen to Lake Michigan, and just look back and see everything that you've never thought you'd see in Michigan before, right? The beautiful beaches of western Michigan, and just sit there and drive home. It's 2 hours, right? But you got to do those things to go to the park. You got to go to the Clinton River. You got to go downtown to the Detroit River. Beautiful. It's fantastic. But get yourself out into the energy of the outside, because you need that energy to infuse you. Because it makes you relax. It makes you stop thinking. It makes you, And then guess what happens? They fill your memory banks with all of this good, awesome, beautiful stuff. And what comes along with that is all of the things that have been uploaded being nurtured by that energy of love and affection and having fun and not a care in the world and having some good food or having just ice cream. I mean, anything that you can possibly do to enjoy your kids, enjoy your grandkids, enjoy yourself with your partner, with your wife, your husband, whatever. Your good friends. That's what it's all about, because that enhances your ability for your body to release. And how many times have you said after a good day, today was a really good day, I had a lot of fun today. Awesome. Say that out loud, right? To remind yourself it was a really good day. Instead of saying, yeah, but tomorrow's going to suck, it's going to rain all day. Oh, that's a good downer. So that energy from the divine, that energy that connects us to everything, is there constantly. And it is our responsibility to ourselves to use it to our advantage and allow it to flow through us. Because divine connection is everything. Everything. And once I get settled, right, and everything kind of happens the way that I know it's going to happen, I will tell you more. But I can't tell you yet, because it's still in the process of happening, of how my life's going to change 360 degrees in a matter of a month. Moving, other things clicking into place, and whole new life. That's what it's about. Am I in the space of its depth? Yes. I feel it. I know it. It's on the way. More than I've ever thought about it in my life. But I've never been this guy before. And I want everybody to really understand for themselves, you're not the person you were a month ago or 6 months ago at all. Is there this much sunshine, or is there this much sunshine, or is there this much sunshine, or is sunshine unlimited? Because for us in the north, sunshine is everything. Blue skies, everything. Humidity, yeah. As we go into summer, but maybe not this year. Who knows, right? We don't know. We don't know. They know, but we don't know. So we have to really pay attention to that and focus. Quit playing with my nose. They haven't done that in a real long time. They're playing with it. We really have to pay attention to that and be conscious of it. Today's a really good day. 71 degrees. There's not a cloud in the sky. There's no wind. It's just a beautiful Michigan May day. It's going to get hot soon in July. Okay? Well, everything's going to be hot in July, right? You don't know what's coming. So that's what the message is today, is the divine connection to everything that you want is there. And our job is to embrace it. Believe it. As I post sometimes, you got to believe it to receive it. It's true. You have to. Because if you don't believe in them, they know where they're taking you. And I'd rather be a passenger than the driver. Because guess what? I don't know all the ins and outs of that. I just know that they're going to present me with things that are challenging, because that's who I'm supposed to be this lifetime. And I've met those challenges. Was it easy? No, it sucked. Transformation sucks. But guess what? We're all headed to that place we never thought we'd be before. And when we get there, guess what? It's pretty freaking grand, because you can sit there and go, wow, I never thought I'd live in this house. I never thought I'd live on this property. I never thought I'd have this. I never thought I'd have that. And wow, how blessed am I? I did the work. It wasn't easy, but I did it. I did it. I allowed it to happen, Spirit says, which is true. A little push and shove, right? Got to. Just don't take it blindly. That's a quote from Bill. Right? I never have in my entire lifetime. You got to show me. I'm doubting that. You got to show me. You got to show me. And I've gotten out of that years ago. Like, God, probably 2018. Because they're like, I'm not showing you nothing. You got to believe it, or you're just going to have to just be. So as we go through this time of turmoil in 2026, it's a blessing and it's a curse, Spirit says. Truly. You can focus on yourself and the energy and your family and how you know what's going on, that you know how you feel, that you're able to competently not buy into the worrying, or you can and think you're going to save the world with one person and be sad for the world, no, you can't. You can't be sad for the world. They're in charge. And once the ETs show up, everybody, which is 2027, I talked to a person today about that. They're already here, millions of them, in human suits, right? Surveying. There's extra ones that I just connected to that are behind Sirius and Pleiades. Yep. They're just energy beings. They're coming. 2027. To secure the planet, they say. Okay, cool. As everything plays out around the planet. Yeah. Kind of like a nuclear reaction as it spreads across the planet and clears all that no longer serves the planet and humanity. And everything comes back to being this joyful, beautiful place we've never thought would be on the planet before by 2050. Not that far away. 24 years. See? And the blessing is most of us, I would say, if not all of us, will see that happen. Yeah. Yeah. We'll experience it. Also, being telepathic, transporting. No diseases anymore because we no longer have a third dimensional insides. Our food changes because it's all garbage. I mean, again, I can't do a lot here, but I just remember with my mom, I get it now. I always kind of did, but I got it more now this week. She canned a lot of our food, right? We complained about it because we had to pick the food, right? At 6 o'clock in the morning, right? Go out and pick corn at 8 o'clock in the morning for like 4 hours because she wanted 6-7 bushels of corn. Well, us kids had to go out, and the boys had to go out with my mom. My sister came too, but she was little. We're in the cornfield picking corn, right? Strawberries, blueberries, cherries from the tree out back, right? Pears off the tree out back, vegetables out of the garden because it was a big old garden we had, right? And we did that. Our food is garbage. Anything that is processed, it's in a can, it's garbage, usually. And the more that I see that, and the more that I am dietarily unconnected to that, because I can't eat really anything, it makes sense. Land O'Lakes butter is garbage. All that junk's in there because the government allows it. I don't have a cow and I don't have a churn. So guess what? But I can find a better alternative if I need one. And that's where everything is going. And all of us are going to feel that, guys. I'm telling you. You think the pandemic was crazy when Spirit said you don't need 2 aisles of chips to go down? Wait till companies start going bankrupt because people are going, my taste buds that doesn't taste good anymore. That doesn't taste good anymore. It doesn't taste good anymore. As it slowly envelops the whole population, because it's going to. And it's not a doomsday nothing. It is getting back to growing our food. Going back to buying it the way we used to buy it. My mother went to the frickin' cornfield, right? And it's August. And we are sitting there in the hot sun, well, in the garage, but it's hot. Each of us have a bushel of corn in front of us, and there's 2 or 3 over there that the boys have to finish, my older brothers. And there's bees all over the place because of the corn milk. And my mother's in our house with no air conditioning, with boilers on the stove, and she's red. She's 5 foot tall, weighs about 102 pounds, right? And she's got an electric knife finally, and she's cutting the corn off the cob to put them in Ziploc bags to put them in the freezer for the wintertime. If you kids want peach cobbler in January, you better get out there and pick them peaches. Run down the street here to the black walnut tree. Got a massive, it must have been, God, it must have been 3, 4 floors high. It was massive. Had to go down there because she needed walnuts for the winter, black walnuts for the winter. So we go down there with bushel baskets with my brothers and I, right? Picking all had the green layer on them. You had to let them dry out, and you had to crack them open with gloves on because they would stain your hands. And there'd be a beautiful black walnut in there. We'd have to crack the walnuts for her. It was a team effort. But guess what? I get it. And the food is fantastic. She needed it for salad in the wintertime, right? And she needed it for her fudge, because she made homemade fudge every Christmas for all of their friends and my relatives. And she did pickles, 5 different kinds of pickles every single fall for Christmas gifts in the family. And then there was corn, and then there was green beans, and then there was blah, 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 blah. Yeah, see? My mother did all of that just because it was cheaper than buying it in the store. She didn't even think about that it wasn't any good. Well, it wasn't half bad then. But now, our food is garbage. Everything that's in those things, all the preservatives, all of the chemicals, it's made to make us sick. Well, smart for us, we know we're not eating that stuff anymore once we finally wean ourselves off of it, and we won't get sick. Those companies will be bye-bye. As the energy shifts on the planet, right? Again, divine connection. Everything's happening exactly how it's supposed to. Exactly how it's supposed to. Yeah. So as you see those types of things, as they bring them to you as reminders, right? When something doesn't taste right, a lot of people are having gut problems, right? Big time. Because that food no longer gets digested right. Because your chemicals in your body are shifting into 5D and higher chemicals. Chemistry is different. You cannot teleport yourself from Detroit, Michigan to Paris if you don't have the right chemistry of blood and things in your body when they decide that you get to be the person who gets to go to Paris with that. Because there's a portal there and there's a portal here. It was built to connect to the universe, to have you go, just like Star Trek. Could happen. Telepathic, already happening. Already happening with people. That's when you got to worry about what you're thinking about, because they might hear it. See? But it's magic. No, it's just human consciousness as on the rise. And the more that we rise and the more that we get in there, and it's things that we've never done before, never seen before. But when you get a hint of it, you're going to be like, holy sheesh. Check this shit. I just heard. And then you're going to tell them to shut up because they're... But all the messages come because they're energy. They can give it to you any way they want. I trust Bailey's voice. I got a dog who I thought was Bailey's reincarnation, but I don't think that she is. But I got her. I love her to death. I got her for a reason. Because they knew the relationship was done. And when they told him that, I had her 6 days, 7 days prior. That saga ended on the 28th of January. I got her the 28th of December. Synchronicities. It works. And when you look back at that, again, they got me to buy into it because, oh, that's Bailey. Okay, cool. I love her. She's my, oh, Bailey, Bailey, Bailey. No, she Daisy. She's not nothing like Bailey. I'll tell you that much. She's nothing like Bailey. But again, however they got to get you to go to get, they're going to do it. That's their job. Because they got to keep you on your soul journey. They got to keep you on your divine connection to the future. Because you're going to have a lot of people that are going to ask you, how did you do that? How did you get to be that person? How did you learn? How did you allow? How did you do that? The blessing is we'll be further and further into 5D, lower 5D, right? And people are going to start changing, and all of a sudden, you're going to have the answers. Trust me, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Take the time now, Spirit always tells me, and other people, take the time now to marinate. Because guess what? Your life's going to be busy in the future, in a different spiritual energy, and a different everything. And when that happens, you're going to be so gung-ho ready to go in 5D, which is not exhausting, which is not, it's not. It's light, it's airy, it's fluffy. Energy comes off of you, connects to people, and you don't have to say a word. Because you're all in this under the same consciousness. That's what it's about. That's the future. I'm talking like 2 years, maybe 3. But as you go through this journey of your divine connection with everything, it's everything. You're going to be very, very surprised how much you learn and how much you grow and how much you go, how did this happen without me knowing? Because it's going to. Hello, poster child. One day, it flips. And you go, holy moly. How did I get here? What, do you remember it? Like, no, I don't remember that. We don't remember the bad stuff. We don't. Unless it's emotional from childhood. Emotional breakup, stuff like that, you know. Again, healed from Lee, healed from Bailey. I've healed. How did I do it? I don't know. It just happened. I allowed them to help me with that. That's what it's about. They're the booker. I'm the talent. You got to remember that. You got to remember that. They're the boss. And they'll do everything they possibly can to get you and give you everything that you want in this lifetime that's on your freaking soul journey. You can't sabotage it. Just going to make it harder for you. Yeah. So that hour went fast. And I got to walk that dog because she's looking at me like, Daddy, it's 4 o'clock. It's time for you to get, come on, let's go. Because I got to upload this onto YouTube. So if you guys would for me, I'm going to post this on YouTube. If you'll go over to YouTube and like the video, leave a little comment. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Share it, share it if you want to on your Facebook page or whatever. I'm going to start, I've been telling them I want to do little reels and stuff like that, like from the videos, but so far they've said, no, we're not, they direct me in someplace else, so I guess I'm not supposed to do them. But I think it'd be kind of cool, because they'd be on there. Readings are on sale, 30 minutes and 60 minutes, billhobart.com. Memberships, always memberships, and I'm going to plug memberships. I had some people that I talked to today, and they're like, Bill, I want to join the memberships. I want to join the memberships. Join the memberships. Again, we can always work out something if it is a money situation. Okay, I have people who pay me these dollars every month on Venmo or PayPal or whatever, right? And it doesn't really. It's not about the money. Trust me, it's not. Go for the lowest package. It's like 15 minutes. You're never going to get just 15 minutes. You're going to get half an hour at least, right? And you've got $25 a month or whatever, right? Until it's paid or whatever you can do. Don't use the excuse from ego that I'd like to do the memberships, Bill. I'd like to be part of that energy, part of that tribe, but I can't do $500. Don't have to. Don't have to. You get Coaching for the Soul for free. You get to do the monthly Zoom meetup every third Wednesday at 7 o'clock with the membership. Unlimited questions. Yeah. I mean, come on. But that's a good idea. That's something that I'm going to put out there. Okay? So, thanks everybody. I think it was a pretty good show. I'm going to put this on YouTube right now. And got questions, you know where to find me. Phone number and everything's on the website, billhobart.com. Reach out, got a question, you're not bugging me. It's just what I do. Just what I do. Times. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next Thursday. Coach for the Soul, Thursday at 3. See you.